You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Hello, welcome back. Skyrim Addict podcast. The Oblivion Thieves Guild Part 2 we're doing. Michael, I'm here with Colin.
Evening, guys.
And Juan.
Good afternoon.
And Ray.
Howdy.
And we've all finally made it to Google Meet.
I'm having a nightmare.
Loving all these meeting apps that sometimes work for some things and sometimes don't work for other things, and it's a hot mess. But we're doing Skriva's quest this time, or Skriva's. She is the doyen down in Breville, and that's where we are now. So I guess we can go over our characters and where they kind of are at this point. Actually, speaking of that, let me pull up my character so I know where my character is at this point. So I have me, the Wood Elf, of course, Thief Assassin. I'm always sitting at level 10. Very low strength, good intelligence, good agility, good speed, terrible luck. Let's see. My sneak is the highest skill I have at a 65. Security's at a 40. A lot of stuff at 5s. Restoration. Mysticism I have at 41, which is pretty high. I think that's from using Shield mostly. And Speechcraft is 31 because I use that pretty regularly too. The wheel. Those are like my highest things. Alchemy, I'm 57 also. I gather and steal stuff and put it together in my stump. So there's that. Other than that, I started doing the Mages Guild. I have not completed, the Mages Guild quest line, but I've done a couple of them because I want to start doing some enchanting. But right now, I'm pretty early on in that. Other than that, I've just kind of been hitting a few caves and stuff. Nothing crazy because I'm only level 10. I was kind of trying not to get too high level before starting the Dark Brotherhood, actually. And kind of just level up through Thieves and Dark Brotherhood and not go too crazy running around doing everything else. And I have not started the main quest at all, so I have no Oblivion gates or anything like that. So that's actually nice, wandering around, not having to worry about that, and not getting chased by Minotaurs. So that's a plus. I did get chased. The chasing through doors is still something to get used to. Because I had 2 trolls leave an alien ruin and just chase me down the road. Which then they're chasing me down the road, and then I run past. Is it a lion or mountain lion that's out there?
Mountain lions.
Yeah. So the 2 trolls are chasing me. A mountain lion shows up, and then just down the road from that is a bandit / marauder or whatever you happen to be called, with a wolf chasing. And I'm like, what? So I just kept, casting my scamp because I just got that. Just got to the level where I can summon a scamp, which is one of my favorite conjuration things. But so I just kind of summon that, and keep running and hope that they don't go past that. And also I picked up Fingleam, so I just either that or I go into the water and go underwater and get out of the way because I have water breathing. But that's kind of where I'm at. So I just finished up the 4 quests, obviously, this morning. So, or actually a few minutes ago, as a matter of fact. I only had a little bit left, but that's where my character me is sitting. Juan, what's your character up to?
Well, still running with what's her name again? Greta Waverly.
Oh,
I got her up to level 12.
nice.
Of course, she's got the Atronach, so I love going into the alien ruins and getting the alien stones for recharging my magicka.
Oh yeah.
My highest trait right now is intelligence. I got that up to 69 because I want to get as much magic as I possibly can. And for my main skills, I'll move over. I have destruction at 58, but everything's anywhere. It's kind of a big mishmash. I'm trying to level up as organically as possible. I think the only thing that I'm kind of focusing in on a little bit more on is alchemy, just so I can get my intelligence up higher. Get the full 5 points every time. Everything else is just however it lands. Which sometimes it's either like a 2, sometimes it's a 3, and very few 5s. But we'll see how it goes. Just kind of roaming around and exploring, and about it. Everything else was quest related.
Colin, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. So my character is my one I've been playing for a while. He's done quite a lot of DLCs. Still not done the main quest, but he's also level 10 because I'm using all my minor skills and none of my major skills. So was it? Yeah, Khajiit. First sign the mage because it gives you extra magicka. Class of adventurer. Yeah, let's see what my best thingy at the moment is agility at 93, speed at 86, and then the lowest one is endurance at 30. So my health is pretty crap. So when something hits me, it does take like a fair chunk out of my health. If they're like a troll or an ogre or something like that. But I'm usually pretty fast, so it's very rare that anybody actually gets close to hitting me, so it's quite good. See so what's my highest skill? I think it's my marksman. Yeah, my marksman, 81, light armor is 80, and sneak is 83. And illusion's coming up with 62. So it's helping me out with because I keep on casting chameleon, and when I want to go right in front of somebody, the invisibility spell. So I was using that in the most recent quests. And some of my factions. So Arena Grand Champion, Knights of the Nine Divine Crusader, Knights of the White Stallion, Knight Errant, Mages Guild, Archmage, and Thieves Guild at the time of this was when we finished up was Shadowpad or something. Yeah, that's currently where my character is sitting at the moment.
Yeah, let's see. I think I did 2 of the Mages Guild people. You know what? I haven't gone to the. Now that you mention it, I haven't gone to the arena. That's like a great place to level up some good skills, actually.
Yeah, he was my first murder, actually.
Oh, really?
Because I remembered it from I remember it after I had forgot it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That if you do the Grey Prince's quest before you finish arena, he something happens. So his right at the very end, instead of leaving it, doing the arena and then doing his quest. I suppose if you do the arena the original way, you don't get to do his quest at all. So, yeah. Well, anyway, he was my first murder. So actually, they think about your action or your murder, whatever, was seen by otherworldly forces. With and 2,000 other fucking people.
I don't see why they consider that a murder.
That's weird. Yeah.
I guess they got to get you into the Dark Brotherhood somehow, right?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's true. That does get you there.
Yeah, you can't leave either because I tried to leave, it wouldn't let you leave.
Oh no.
Because I didn't want it. So
Yeah.
As soon as I realized and then remembered from the last time, I was like, "Oh, okay." I wish I'd known that beforehand. I wouldn't have done his quest. So I was quite enjoying those fights, and I was leveling up my my marksmanship. So yeah, I'd done that, and then I got the visit. So that's sitting on the back burner at the moment.
Yeah. Ray, what's up with your character?
So my wood elf thief is, I think I just hit level 7. So yeah, sneak is getting up there. So is agility. I've been cranking on the shield spell to try to get my alteration up. I think I've got that pretty close to 40. So I still have a ways to go before I can get to the next lockpick spell.
Oh yeah,
I think I need to be 50. And then also I've been trying to level illusion so that I can get access to the chameleon spell.
That's a good one. Yeah, the chameleon spell is very good to have.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll have that by the time I get to the Dark Brotherhood.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah, that would be very helpful there.
I was going to say, Ray, do you have a feather spell as well?
Oh,
That'll
yeah.
help you,
Yeah, I believe I do.
Yeah, those are super good.
Because what that does is, it doesn't increase your carry weight. It reduces the weight of everything you carry. Like, instead it goes down, so you actually move faster. So,
yeah.
You probably already know that, but that'll help you level up your alteration as well.
That's fair. Mine increases my carry weight.
No, yeah, it does. Like, what you see on the screen,
but I think effectively it reduces the weight.
Yeah, I think that's what it describes the spell as.
Okay, it changes the ratio basically.
I think so. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, for alteration, you could also, if you do where spirits lie on that quest, and you go once you're towards the end, and it's like a locked door. All you do is just cast unlock spell, and that actually bumps up your alteration as well, because you can't unlock it, but you just keep casting on it, or you find something that's a high level lock that you can't unlock with the spell, and you keep casting it, and for some reason that bumps up your
that's weird
alteration.
Yeah, even though
I'm pretty sure anytime you use an alteration spell, it does, because I don't cast it in battle as much as I do just walking down the road, and I cast it over and over again. The spell for shield, and that levels me up.
definitely.
And it's interesting to watch as I go. Before every third time it would level me up, and then then it was 4 and 5, and now it takes about 12 times to get a level.
Yeah. That's how I got to Conjuration, where I could do the Scamp, because I wasn't really conjuring anything, is I got the Bound Dagger. And I would just cast that as I was running around. And it leveled me up enough to be able to use the Scamp, which is what I really wanted to use, because I had really no use for the dagger,
Right.
And I've been doing the Mages Guild quests. So I think I'm up to Master Wizard or something like that.
Nice.
So
That's pretty far along, actually.
Yeah, I have to be getting pretty close. I just I got some helmet of necromancy and an amulet of necromancy. So
Yeah,
but it seems to take forever for the archmage to to decide what to do next. But it did, being in the Mages Guild did make one of our quests this week a little bit easier.
Yeah, I bet. I'll wait till we get into that, because I do have a question about part of that. But I think it's the same part that I just finished, maybe. All right. So first up, we had Adharji's Heirloom, because we are now using Scriva in Bravil as our doyen. And also we picked up a new fence. Is the fence in Bravil also the one upstairs, the second floor of that house? That's Bravil also, right?
Or is it the one in Anvil?
Yeah, I haven't found the one in Bravil yet.
No, the one in Yeah, the one in Anvil is the one you get at the end of the quest. At the end of all the Screever's quests.
Yeah, you get one in Breville at the beginning of her quest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it told me the person's name, but I couldn't figure out where they were. So I went to the guy up in Bruma that complains about
everything.
having to be awake.
Yeah, if you go across the bridge, if you go across the bridge in Breville, that little bridge in the middle of the town, and go to the left, it's the second building, and the upstairs is where the fence is. I forget what the person's name is, but yeah, that's where the fence is. So, on this one, we are going to recover a stolen ring that was taken by a God forbid, a freelance thief, not part of the guild, and so we have to head to we have to basically head to Leywin, speak with Adhari. Get the details, and then try and find out where Amuse is and see what happened with the ring. That's the quick, basic outline. So I think the first thing we have to do is we got to go to Leywin. Well, for me, I think for the first time, I finally went to Leywin and find Adhari. I think she usually hangs at the inn there or something like that.
Yeah, if you talk to the beggars, they tell you. Yeah, that she hangs out there, but she likes to eat dinner at 8 p.m. at this one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're very well informed.
Very well informed. Yes.
And they've got 2 or 3 different voices as well, and they know that then they stop. They continue talking without their lips moving.
Well, yeah. So they have the voice that they beg with, which always sounds like somebody from the London slums or something.
Yeah.
But then when you've paid them and they're giving you the information, then they sound like
Oliver Platt.
Yeah, so
Laurence Olivier. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah. So Atari basically wants you to kill him.
Yeah.
And you're like, nope, can't do that.
Well, and what is she? What's her line? What is prey coming for me? Coming to talk to me about.
Yeah.
They say that a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
I had a Argonian tell me a joke. He was like, why do Khajiits lick their butts? And he's like, so that they can get the taste of the Khajiit cooking out of their mouths.
Oh man!
Damn.
I'm like, whoa!
Oh god! Well, when you go to find Amuse, again, you talk to the local beggars. They'll let you know he was arrested for trying to
sell the ring back.
Yes, sell the ring back to what the Countess.
He wasn't even trying to sell it back. He was trying to blackmail.
Yeah, it was like a whole terrible scheme. It did not work real well for him. So he ends up in the Leywin dungeon under the castle. So you can bribe your way in, right? And then, but when you get down there, I don't think I bribed my way in. I think I picked the lock, actually. I'm trying to remember. I think I snuck in. Maybe I did bribe my way in.
Yeah, I think that one you can bribe your way in because you talk to the thief, you talk to the guard, and you say, "Oh, how about for this?" And he's like, "Oh, the Argonian, yeah, you can go." His tone completely changes.
Oh yeah. You just pay, yeah. So when you get down there, though, he's not down there. You start looking around the cells. You're like, that person's not Argonian.
No, that's the latest question.
Oh wait, I'm flipping it
Yeah.
around. I'm in the wrong castle. No, I'm in the wrong castle. You're
Same
right.
guy, different
right.
quest.
He is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm like, oh god, that's why it's
I
so
was getting a little
confusing.
confused myself.
Yeah, I just flipped it around. Yeah. That's right. He tells you what? He says he won't tell you where the ring is until you get him out, right?
Yeah, he
That-
wants you to set him free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, was it? He said that either you got 3 options, wasn't it? You can say to him, "I'll put a good word in for you," or "I'll give you a lock pick."
Yep.
Yeah.
Or there was the last thing.
No, and I think there's a lockpick on the table down there, I believe. Unless I'm thinking of a later one.
I thought you didn't actually have to bribe him. You just offer him a lockpick because he says
Yep.
that he got arrested for trying to deal with the countess or whatever, and then she ended up taking the ring anyways.
Yeah, she's got the ring.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's right. I think I'm confusing it with the later quest, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So then after that, you return to Adhari and tell her that about the idiotic plan of Amuse trying to sell the ring back and all that, blackmail and all that stuff. And that's right. That's when you can talk to another beggar around town or whatever.
Beggar.
And they'll tell you the times. They'll tell you who to talk to find out how the
the countess's handmaiden.
Her basic, day, what happens during her day. So if you get her, I think I upped her. I did the wheel, the charm wheel, and then hit her with a beguile spell or something to get like an extra 15. But I don't know if you even need to do that or not. But she then told me, the layout of her entire day, essentially.
Oh, yeah. She only takes the ring off to go to sleep.
Yeah. It was very nice that she tells you that. Now I remember, because this is where, all right, so when I did it, it was dinner time, so they were eating in the hall. So I was like, ooh, I'll go upstairs and wait upstairs. But I waited, the first time I tried it, I waited in the bedroom and thought maybe because I had chameleon armor on that I'd be okay. And that was not the case. So I waited in that, that side hall, that side door before you go up to their room. It goes down to what is, I think, ends up being a dungeon in the future on a different quest. If you're walking into the quarters, the private quarters, there's a door to the left and then the door up the steps to their bedroom. I just essentially waited in the door to the left, lockpicked it, and waited in there. And then with Detect Life, waited until everybody was in place.
Yeah, I think she the handmaiden also tells you like of a secret passage to get up there as well.
Yeah, there is a secret way through the castle, right?
Yeah, it seems like every castle in this game has some kind of secret passage or something.
Yeah.
And this was like downstairs. You kind of flip there's a switch inside of a big barrel.
Yep.
You switch that, and it opens the door. You go through that, and then that takes you like directly to her room or their room. Not the exact room, but like in their area.
I think I was hiding in the stairwell to that area. I just didn't come up from downstairs. I snuck up from upstairs.
Okay.
So I couldn't escape that way. I had to escape out the normal way, out the front door, as opposed to through the secret entrance.
Yep.
That's what that secret entrance is for. I should have listened to the handmaiden better.
Yeah, I didn't go and talk to the handmaiden. I was like, it was like, secret passages and all that. No, it would be a challenge to go in there and not use any information. Basically, not tell anybody that you're actually going in there to steal it, because just in case all the shit goes wrong, they don't want anybody to know the same place. So I snuck in there in the middle of the night and literally hunted in every single room trying to find it.
Oh my god!
went in from room to room to finally find the what do we call it, the duchesses or the countesses
Countess.
bedroom. Found them asleep. Managed to get in. The only problem is the jewelry box is locked.
Oh.
And it's pretty small, so it's hard to hit with the old target spells. So,
Oh God. Yeah.
I had to hit it like 2 or 3 times. Luckily, nobody woke up.
Oh man. Yeah, that's true. It is because of the size of it. That's got to be pretty tough because there's other things right there.
Yeah, kept on hitting the wall, kept on hitting the dresser it was sitting on.
Oh man. Yeah.
You like hitting them from across the room, right?
Yeah.
Playing darts.
I didn't realize it was locked.
Yep.
It's locked. Okay. Was it? Is it? It's not like a strong lock though, right?
I think it was hard luck, yeah, or
Was it?
average.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely better than my easy spell.
Oh no. How'd that go?
I've got an absolute crap ton of lockpicks now because that's all I spend my money on.
So basically, you steal to get lockpicks.
Yeah, to get lockpicks to steal stuff.
Are you at level 25 yet?
On security?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm over that.
Okay, because once you hit 25, the first one that you lock in
Will stay.
doesn't drop.
Yeah.
Oh,
Makes it a little easier.
It'll be like less of them will drop out as you go along.
okay, that explains it.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's always the second one that drops down first.
Yep. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, now that you're leveled up, it'll and then what's the next level where is it 50 or
50, yeah. It's every 25 for Oblivion.
yeah, and so then it'll keep another one from dropping down and all
Yep.
that.
I don't remember which one of these locks in these that it was a very hard. And
Oh, that was the last quest.
okay, because I just took a chance and just bang, 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 bang on each one of them and got all 4 of them in a row.
Sometimes that works.
Sometimes it does, yeah.
Like you get so frustrated, you just go click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, it's still challenging, but not it's not as worrying anymore because I'm not walking in with only 8 lockpicks.
Well, yeah, now that you have a fence, you can actually buy lockpicks easily.
Yeah.
But they just aren't cheap is the issue. You know?
It doesn't matter. I don't buy anything else, so
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think out of that one, I also got a water walking necklace.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
inside of it, yeah.
Inside that jewelry box. So I fenced that and then bought it again, and now I'm over 1,000 gold fenced items. So I think I'm good for the rest of the quests.
Yeah, I think I'm at 700. So I still need to do some for the Gray Fox, but I mean, I have enough to get started on that, obviously.
Yep.
You need 600. So yeah, so we get the ring out of the jewelry box at her nightstand, and depending if you've opened the secret passage or not, obviously, is dependent on which way you're going to go to exit. I, of course, did not open the secret entrance, so I went out the front door. But really, once you get out of the private quarters area,
Later on, it's tougher
yeah.
on the other quest. But yeah, for this one, it wasn't too bad. Once you're not invading her, then you're actually good.
So you just basically return to Adhari and give her the ring, 200 gold reward.
She asks you if you killed the Argonian.
Yeah. Yep. And then you return to Skriva for another reward, and you advance your rank a little bit to Prowler. So you're now a Prowler.
and so really the reward is 50 lockpicks.
You get 50. That's the reward. There you go. You get 50 lockpicks. Yeah. Oh God. So next we find out basically that does Scriva tell you right away? Or no, it's once you do this. You got to get the 300 gold, and then you get the message that you have to head to the Imperial City and locate Methedral or Methedral, or I forget how to say that. I don't know how to say his name.
What the hell?
Yeah. So you gotta. He's trying to coordinate to reclaim the waterfront district.
Yeah, Hieronymus Lex.
Yeah, is that our old friend Hieronymus Lex is at it again. He's got guards crawling all over the place down there. So you have to find him at a house in the Talos Plaza district. Denari Amnes's house? Amnes.
I think Methedral's a she, right?
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You're right. Methedral. That's right, because Methedral is from the very beginning quest of the season,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
He's pretty high up, though.
That's right. Yeah, like she joined the same time as you. She's in way better shape than
I
you
don't
are.
think she actually joined at the same time as us.
Yeah, I think that was.
I think she's just there to make the quest harder.
Yeah, basically. That's right. I forgot. That's a female character. And basically, you get the lowdown of the plan, where you're gonna steal 4 different artifacts, or 5 different artifacts for 5 different places. You only have to do 1, thank God. And that's a Rormir's ice staff at the Arcane University. And you have to place a note that it's from the Great.
A note for me?
Yeah. Oh man. You do get a little information that the Archmage sleeps from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. So that's helpful.
Oh, it was 7 a.m.? I thought it was 1 to 4.
Yeah, maybe
I don't know,
it is.
whatever. But
Yeah.
that part was annoying because there was a guy. I'm like, oh, the guy in white has got to be the Archmage.
Nope.
Nope.
That's the guy who owns the shop, right?
Yeah. He walks in at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, okay, he's going to bed. I go upstairs and I'm standing behind him. I'm like, okay, why isn't he moving? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Okay, why isn't he moving?
Oh my God.
So yeah. So I ended up having to just restart the whole thing, and then I just basically he's like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Ran upstairs, grabbed the staff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, I got the you're not supposed to be here once I got to the second floor, of course, and I just continued upstairs in sneak mode, the next portal or whatever it is, platform. Took the staff, left a note, and then I was like, that was way too easy. Like later on.
It's even easier when you pop in and say, yo, hey, how's it going? Oh, so good to see you. All right, catch you later upstairs.
Oh, that's right. When you're when you're fully done or almost done the Mages Guild. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, it was even easier for me. I walked up to my room with my note, picked up my staff, put my note in my bedside table, and then left with my staff.
Oh my God!
There you go.
Yeah, perfect. Yep, that makes it a little easier. I mean, to be honest. Wasn't much harder for me. So,
Right.
I was like, guys, I'm just taking the staff that you obviously don't see anywhere that is as tall as I am. And I've slipped into my TARDIS bag and it just disappeared. So then you go back to, I believe, Methedral and, let her know that you're done. I think as you're walking in, you hear cross chatter about how at least 2 of them have already been done, but then of course when you tell her you're done, everybody's done.
All of them are done.
Yeah. But now you have to spy on Hieronymus Lex.
Spy, stand next to him. Yeah.
Spy, not really sneak at all, just stand there. Yeah.
It's like, hey, wait, why can't I move?
Yeah. All of a sudden, yes, that is a weird thing. You freeze, so there's like a cutscene, basically.
Yeah.
Without it being a full cutscene. Yeah.
Well,
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, and while you're standing there, you're getting questioned by every guard that walks past.
Yeah.
We're looking for the gray box.
It's very, And then a Dremora messenger is sent from the arcane university.
That was cool.
Thank goodness he brought a note because I couldn't understand a word he said.
Yes, yeah. And then it's like, then you also have to pick up the note and read it, of course. So they're upset that the patrols are no longer patrolling the arcane university, and I'm like, well, if you could send a Dremora to send the note, maybe just have them patrol the university. Like, if we're gonna go through that much trouble to bring a note from one side of the city to the other, just station one of them up in the tower somewhere, or right.
It's about letting people know their place.
Yeah,
Do not question the all-powerful Oz.
Like, this is an awful lot of work when you could just be doing your own security over there. But so he's got to put everybody back to their normal assignments. And everybody's back in doing their normal patrols in normal places, and the waterfront is safe again.
Yay.
Oh,
And then you go,
yeah. But you have to return the staff, right?
yeah, because you don't want to piss off
Yeah.
the mages.
Yeah. So yeah, the Thieves Guild basically doesn't want to anger the.
Yeah, so you have to, but you can't. I can't bring it back to my house or my room.
No. Yeah.
I've got to give it to some guy I've never even heard of, who was apparently like a big wig before I ever got there. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like a
nice.
retired art historian or something.
Yeah. Ontis
Yeah.
Vannin or something, or Vanin, whatever it is. And he lives in the Palos Plaza district where everybody with money lives, apparently. You just go and stick it in his chest, up in his bedroom, basically. And reward is 300 gold from Scriva and a promotion to cat burglar. Oh, and
Or
this
75 lockpicks.
or 75 long. This is where you get the access to Luciana Galena, who is defense in Breville, on the other side of the bridge. So it was after this quest. I wasn't sure.
Are you
but
bartering with these guys, Ray?
yeah. Are you doing any bartering?
Uh,
I mean, it's hard to with some of them. Some of them you can't hardly
Yeah.
get anything out of, even
That's
if
why-
you're
that's
really
why
high.
That's why I always have a bunch of arrows, and I'll just sell them one arrow at a time, and I'll knock it up one point.
Just to see where the limit is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's whenever I try to barter with the fence, I always get now what do you think I
You trying to ruin me?
am?
The fences
But
are
again, anytime I try to use the wheel, I'm going to end up with lower numbers than I started with. It's guaranteed. So I just if I have to talk to somebody, to where I talk them into it and can't, the one nice thing about these quests is that I was able to just, okay, so how much you want, and just pay them for the info right off without having to go through the whole thing. But otherwise, I just keep bribing them until I get the number high enough, and then I go.
There you go.
Because I really suck at that. And it doesn't seem like it's that hard, but I just can't manage to pull it off.
It's definitely funky and something you got to kind of get used to.
And it's not always the same piece of the pie that gives
Yeah.
you the positives and negatives. And
Yep.
because you have to basically take into consideration that the different size chunks are moving, spinning, and and where it's going to land, depending on where you have the
And there's a timer on it.
Yes.
So it's slowly draining down as you're making your decisions.
Yep. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, so since I don't really have to worry about how much gold I've got, because I've got plenty of lockpicks now, and so I just bribe away.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. If you got enough where you don't have to worry about it, bribing is always a very good option.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that I was playing Morrowind before I started playing Oblivion, and there was like bribing was a little bigger part of that game than Oblivion and Skyrim, and I just realized that if you look at it from like going back to Skyrim when you're leveling up speech, if you try a persuade or an intimidate, that might work sometimes, but doesn't bribing always work? Can you level up?
Yeah, I think so.
Speech in Skyrim by always bribing instead of trying to
Yeah,
intimidate.
and I think speech was also tied into your mercantile, so you could also sell high-priced items to merchants, and that would bump up your speechcraft as well.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
they combine the two.
So
But
next-
yeah, no, bribing is totally valid. Style instead of
Everyone's for sale.
trying to do it the hard way.
Yeah,
Like,
I've got more money than time.
yeah, there you go.
It's a
And
calculation.
as a thief, it's not your money in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Unlike real life, right?
Yeah.
You're using the
Wink, wink.
benefits of your labor that you're using to buy more lockpicks, and it allows you to get more gold, which allows you to bribe.
Got to spend money to make money.
It's a vicious cycle, but somebody's got to do it. So our next quest comes after you do 400 gold and stolen items. You have to travel to Skingrad and locate another missing thief, Theranis, and a book called The Lost Histories of Tamriel. So this one, you fetch your 400, you get the message that you've done over the proper amount, and you go to Scriva to ask about any extra quests, and he will tell you about Theranis and that he was sent to steal that book, Lost Histories, from the wizard in the castle at Skingrad. So, Gray Fox is particularly interested in this, apparently, as well.
Yes. Yeah, that's what she said to me. I was like, "Oh, tidbits, whatever."
Yep. So you, of course, travel to Skingrad, talk to any of the beggars, and they'll let you know that he's been arrested. And
Yeah. Or what was he? He was bragging in the tavern, like, "Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
I totally
And they-
stole that.
Basically,
Yeah,
he was
bloody
drunk
town
and
guard.
bragging. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the town guard was in the bar.
Yep, pretty much. So
That
again,
never happens though.
another incredibly intelligent thief we are helping get out of prison. So we get this. So basically, you have to Castle Skingrad, unlike the other castles, is located outside of the town, up on
Yeah.
a hill. So you have to find the dungeon, of course, and then go speak to Theranis. And is this the one where you have to go talk to the smith as well?
No, this is the one where you talk to the steward.
Oh, the steward.
And
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
turns you into the sludge, or I don't know, sludge bitch or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! You know what I did?
This
is the one.
slop dredge.
Yeah, this is
That's
the one
what
I
it-
broke into. So you did it that way?
Yeah.
Okay, I broke in. So okay, how did that way go? What's that like?
Oh, you just talk to the steward, and he says, and you have an option hiring for Castle Skingrad or something like that, and you say, oh, hey, I'm looking for work, and he's like, oh, it pays 2 gold and a bottle of wine and a piece of bread a day and some other stuff, whatever, and he's like, and so you sit there and go, sure, I'll take it. He's like, oh, you will? Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh my god!
So, but basically, you get a key that lets you go anywhere in the castle,
Okay.
except for oh, okay, that was just a warning. So except for into the jails, where you have to go in all the time to feed the prisoners.
Oh god.
So you sit there and you go talk to the guard, and he sits there and complains, yada yada yada, and he says, "Well, I don't know why they don't just give you guys your own key." And then he opens the door for you, and you go in, and you find. Is there a prisoner in there that just kind of sitting in a cage by himself, and there's nobody else in there?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think-
Yeah, the Nord.
Okay, yeah. And he's the one that you sit there and you actually offer him a lockpick so he can get out, and he tells you, yeah, they took the main guy that you were looking for, and but I saw that he and the Argonian were whispering back and forth and conversing and this and that, and he's like, but they took, and he ended up, they took them through that door over there. The Argonian put up a fight, so he was bleeding, and so you can follow. So you go through and you follow the blood trail, and it shows you where all the secret handles for opening up the secret doors is to get all the way to the. Is she like the Duchess or like an assistant or? Oh, they call her the Pale Lady.
The Pale Lady, she's called.
Yeah, that's all they call her.
Yep.
And apparently she, so you go all the way down there, and I stood up because she was just standing there, and I was going to go talk to her, and she started attacking me. So I had to defend myself and killed her. And she gave me some disease.
Yep.
So I did have some cure disease potions in my bag. I drank one of those, and then I saw our buddy was dead, and the Argonian was locked up. And getting him out of that castle was a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it was a pain together. So the way I did it was, since I broke in, I went down there. The only difference is I just broke into the jail.
Yeah.
And then you follow the path and all that. Also, I did not talk to her. I just shot her with an arrow from far away and summoned the scamp. So that was the other difference. We did not have any conversation. And the scamp killed her pretty quickly, and my arrows. And
Nice.
then got a Muse or not a Muse, I'm sorry, Theranos and snuck out.
Yep. And he wouldn't tell us where the book was until you let him out.
Yeah, until you got all the way out down the path around the corner, and you find out it's behind a bush or something, behind somebody's house.
Which makes me wonder: is that book there the whole time, or is it until he tells you that it's there that it pops up?
Good question. I don't know. I've never looked for it. Otherwise, yeah.
I had a problem sneaking out as well. I came out the front gate, and the guard captain or wherever it was, and a guard was sitting out there and immediately spotted me. I had chameleon on when I went out, but it was in the middle of the fucking day.
Oh yeah.
And the Argonian prisoner was with me and everything like that. So at first I tried to run away, but I was like, oh, I can't be dealing with this shit. So I just reloaded, and then I came out again because when I tried to run away, he like disappeared. He wasn't anywhere out. So I don't know whether they recaptured him again or what. I was like, oh, I can't be bothered to deal with this. So I just reloaded and then paid all the fines, but I must have paid his fine and my fine because the two were out.
500 gold.
Yeah, 500 gold.
Yeah, because I think I did it like 4 or 5 different ways until I finally was able to. Because I did the same. I paid the fine, and then you run. And it's funny because as you're walking by the guards, they're still screaming like escape prisoners, but they don't chase you. And then you walk down the path, and he pops up on you. But I'm like, I don't want to lose 500 gold, so I went back and did it again. I got caught inside the throne room, so I went and did it again. Escaped through the barracks, and finally was able to get away. And he came up to me, and he disappeared, and then I caught back up to him outside of the barracks. So I don't know where he goes or what happens. Maybe he goes into my pocket or something. But funny thing is, he you start going down the path, and then you turn around, and here he comes, just jogging down the path, and because you get the little message that stops you, and you're like, you both escaped, so now and he's like, my savior, like my hero type, which is kind of creepy, but whatever.
Yeah, this is the one where you sneak through the wine barrels and stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's the one.
And for me, I pickpocketed the key from the guard and went down, and I talked to the first prisoner that I saw, and he wanted me to let him out, and I told him no. And so then he said, "Well, I'm not talking to you anymore." I'm like, okay, so because I was looking, I was looking for the Theratis guy.
Yeah.
And so I went to the next cell and there was nobody in there. Went to the next one, nobody in there. Went to the other side, nobody there. I'm like, crap.
Okay.
And then I saw the blood on the floor. And then I
Okay.
saw it, going down the hall. I'm like, okay, this has got to be it. So I just followed the blood. And then I knew I needed to steal some more stuff in order to get to the next quest after this one.
Oh yeah, the wine, right?
And so there's a ton of high priced wine in there.
I did that too.
And so I gathered up all those bottles. And then it took me a minute because the blood stops in the middle of that room.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking up at the ceiling, like, well, I don't see anything there. And walked up to the got close to the middle wine cask and got the indicator that it was a doorway. And so then, all right, I got to find out how to open this thing up. And since the other one had been a candelabra, I started looking for another candelabra, and the ones on the inside don't work, but the ones on the outside did. So
okay.
That opened up the door.
It's the ones that are not lit.
Yeah. And so then I walked into the room and saw the lady there, and I suspected that she probably wouldn't be happy to see me because I had broke in. And she obviously has very good sight because she spotted me right away and started blasting me.
God.
So I took her out, but fortunately with the wood elf, I have really evidently high resistance to the vampirism.
Oh yeah. Yep. Disease.
Because she wailed on me, and I didn't get the disease.
I was going to say we never got any. We didn't suffer anything for killing somebody.
Well, I guess because she's a vampire.
Yeah, I don't think she counts. I don't think they count vampires as humans.
I was going to say because the thieves guys don't murder anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's why I attempted to go talk to her, and she attacked me, so it was self-defense.
Yeah. Because what I found in there was that the only bottles I took were the ones filled with human blood.
Oh, I
Don't
didn't
judge
see
me.
those. Somehow I didn't.
Yeah, because
see
FYI, those aren't worth anything.
Yeah.
Well, except maybe to somebody that knows alchemy.
So I grabbed those bottles. So I'm thinking that she was working for the count. She was getting the pictures, filling up bottles and stuff. He can be in quotes drinking wine at dinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice dark red.
Yeah. If you don't happen to know that story. Yeah. No, I got you there. Yeah. Let's see. Sneaking up wasn't that bad, but I did steal the bottles of wine, of course. And
I just walked out.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was a problem.
Oh, what do we get for this one? I forget. What is our reward? Let's see. Leave the castle grounds. December endurance. Once you receive
100 lockpicks.
100 lockpicks. Fine. Oh, you get a reward of 400. So that's not bad. And so then, of course, the next one is taking care of Lex when you fenced 500 gold. So this one is basically you just want to get good old Hieronymus Lex reassigned to Anvil from the Imperial City. So you have to get something forged and go back and forth and then deliver it to the Countess there and get him reassigned. So that's a quick basic outline. Once you get 500 gold fenced, starts, of
Sounds
course.
easy enough.
Yeah, it sounds super easy. And this is another one where the Gray Fox specifically would like you to do something, as told through Scriva. You have to. I forget what the first thing. Oh, you got to go steal the recommendation letter.
Yep.
That is in Anvil, in the private quarters in the castle, for Darehill.
Yeah, I think she specifically says that Daryl has it in her desk
Yeah.
because she doesn't want to show it to the
Until
Countess.
yeah, because Darehill is in the pocket of it.
No,
Oh,
actually,
no.
she has her own agenda.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which we'll find out. We find out at the end of the quest.
Yes.
When you turn in the document.
Yeah, because in the beginning you just assume that Darehill like has some.
Yeah.
I think
that's what I
Scriva.
assume.
Yeah, Scriva thing actually says she can't be trusted.
Yes,
Yeah.
she does tell you she can't be trusted. Yeah. So I assumed it was like some kind of fiduciary relationship since she couldn't be trusted.
Right.
Like she was going to go to the highest bidder, basically. And this is where you go to Oren, the blacksmith in the castle, who is a guild member, and does show you the secret passage to the private quarters.
Yeah, so much so that he's a fence.
Yes.
Well,
oddly
okay.
enough.
So, but they don't tell you that yet.
No.
No.
And so, the last time I was in Bruma, I tried to, pull Colin's trick where I go in and steal all the stuff from the blacksmith. But when I walked in the middle of the night, the guy was, standing there saying, "Get the hell out." So that didn't work. So when they sent me to the blacksmith, I'm like, sweet, this guy's asleep.
Oh my god.
And so I stole all his stuff.
Oh, nice.
Did you get kicked out?
No, because I think they recognize that at this point you don't know he's with the Thieves.
Ah, okay.
He's just somebody that knows how to get where you need to be.
Yeah. Because he shows you another secret tunnel.
So, so later on when he becomes a fence, I sold it all back
You
to
sold
him.
all his stuff back to him. Wonderful. Oh, that's amazing. Oh god. He sneaks down a pretty long, or he walks down a pretty long hallway to show you the secret entrance to get to Darehill's room.
Yeah.
Where you then steal the letter, and once you steal the letter, you then find out you have to take it to get forged, or another letter forged in Anvil. And so you have to talk to
The stranger.
Yeah, you have to talk to the beggars who will tell you where the stranger is. The only abandoned house in Anvil, as a matter of fact. Not at all standing out amongst all the other houses. Well, I guess technically there are two abandoned houses, although one is falling down, one is just full of ghosts. So the only falling down abandoned house in Anvil is where the stranger is located. So you go in there, he will forge it. He tells you to come back in a day, which could be 3 days. Who knows? He says a day. It's not a day. It was at least 3 for me.
Yeah, I think it was the same for me. Because the first thing I did is like, I'll go sleep for about 12 hours at the Mages Guild.
Yep.
And then I went back to talk to him, and he's like, no. He's like, don't bother me, yada, yada, yada. And it's real angry and snippy.
Oh,
So then I go kind of wander around a bit and went back. I'm like, okay, it's the next day. It's been over 24 hours. And he still sits there and says, don't bother me.
Yeah, I went and did all kinds of stuff and came back, and I'm like, it's been like 2 days. What's going on? And then I was finally like, forget it. I'm just waiting 24 hours right outside his door. And I turned around and went back in, and it was all good.
And it worked out pretty good for me because that's right about the time that I leveled up.
Ah, yeah.
And so I went to the Thieves Guild, slept, and went back. And originally the beggar told me that he's not there in the morning. But I was there at like 6 o'clock in the morning the day before and found him there. So, it's 24 hours later, I go in and he's not there. And so then I went out, waited a little longer until afternoon, went back in. he said, "Don't bother me," but I pushed, the conversation and said, "You're, doing a letter forgery for me." He's like, "Oh yeah, here you go. Give me the money."
Yep, and that's when you find out you then need to get the seal. That's in the Imperial City in the Legion office by the prison. And this is where the very hard lock comes in.
Yeah.
So how did everybody do with the very hard lock? How did we attack this?
Oh.
Always fun. $100 alteration I got.
Yeah.
At like level 3.
Just cast a spell and all good.
Yeah. Doesn't even cost me that much magic anymore.
Amazing. I blew right through it. Luckily, I didn't even burn one lockpick. And then immediately got arrested inside because I was sitting there too long and there's a patrol that comes through. So I wasted a wonderful lockpicking experience by not leaving the room and hiding and not being cautious once I was inside. I didn't get caught picking the lock. I got caught standing around inside looking for the seal. So, be aware of that there is a guard that comes in and out randomly.
Yep.
Yeah. Even though he's sitting at the desk, he's not very observant.
Oh, somebody was in there when you got there.
Yeah. So I tried going through the easy lock door to the left of this door, and kept getting busted when I walked in there. I wasn't sure, so I got to the very hard lock door and I'm like, crap, okay, this is going to be a problem. Maybe there's an easier way, because I ran into several situations, through these quests where there was easier ways to get in than going through, these higher level locks. And so there was this officer standing outside, in his fancy armor. And so I pickpocketed him, and he had a key. And then he walked in, and so I walked in behind him. And he sat down at the desk, and on a previous save, before I started, I thought I'd take a crack at that hard lock, and I blasted through it. But then, he walked in right as I, had picked the lock, and so I backed back out of it and retried, redid the save, and went over to the other door and tried them that way. That one didn't work out. But I followed right in behind him and was able to go up, sneak around him, go up to the desk, get the seal, stamp my letter, and walk out. And he never said a word.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, I snuck in, couldn't find the seal, got arrested. But then next time I did it, you guys let me know where the seal was and resolved that issue, and snuck out pretty easily. So
I went in there and there was nobody in the barracks. I don't think I remember running across any of the guards. I just went in there, shot my my guns, unlock spell at the door, shot it at the very hard chest, opened that, looked inside, took nothing, shot it at the chest, then shot it at the desk and looked in that, nothing, and then I was like, oh, all right, and so just looked around on the desk and there it was. You click on it and then you automatically stamp it. You don't have to take the seal. Which I was hoping that they didn't, because I was like, if you nick the seal, then they're going to know something's up.
Yeah,
but you don't. You just use it. It was pretty simple. As I said, I don't remember seeing any guards, so I must have went in there at exactly the right time.
Yeah, and the key that I pickpocketed off of him, I think, was the same key that opened the chest too.
Oh, it opened the chest in there as well.
He must have been the commander then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once you get it stamped, you then have to go return it to the Countess Umbernox in Anvil. Then she, of course, decides that Hieronymus is the man for the job, and you go deliver that to him. Yeah, he's wherever you happen to find him around the Imperial City.
Yeah. Here's your orders. I am totally not with the Thieves Guild.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I did not know this. You can go collect. I obviously did not read well. You can collect a 20 gold tip from Darehill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what when you give the letter to the countess, she says, "My steward usually takes care of this sort of stuff." If you speak to her,
tipping the couriers.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you speak to her, and then she's like, "Oh, damn and blast you! My cousin I was trying to get my cousin this job. You just cost me. Look out, you! I'll get back at you."
And
Get
your
that
little
to the
dog
port.
too.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because the countess sits there and tells you, "Oh, I was about to hire your
Yes.
cousin."
Yeah. 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 Oh
And that's
gosh.
why she hadn't turned in the actual one yet.
Yeah.
Yep. So once you deliver it to Hieronymus, he's of course he knows. Oh, that blasted Gray Fox is definitely involved in this, of course.
You finally won.
But my sense of duty.
Yeah, he even gets like this sad tone in his voice when he's Gray Fox finally won.
Oh gosh. So
you hear the littlest hobo music playing.
Oh man. Oh. Then you return to Scriva. You get a nice 1,000 gold reward.
Which is really only 500.
Yeah.
You have to pay 500 for the forgery.
Realistically, it's only half of that. Yeah, that's when Oren the blacksmith is now your fence is available as well. And she also lets you know that now the Gray Fox may contact you himself.
Yep.
And that is where we leave our journey. And next time is we start the Gray Fox quests. And there's what? Let's see.
Yes, sir.
4 of those.
Yeah, for my as soon as I finished this one up, I ran and did one last fetch for the Mages Guild.
Yeah.
And so I went through this fort and got in a fight with a bunch of necromancers. And on my way out, there was a bandit, out in the ruins of this fort. Killed him, and he had a silver bow.
Yes. I have one of
And also a fire bow.
Ooh, even better.
Got rid of my trusty iron bow.
There you go.
I did get my first Varla stone also.
Oh, did you?
One of the Alien ruins. Yep.
Nice. Yeah,
the Varla stones they recharge enchanted items, right?
Yep.
That is correct.
And the Wildkid stones recharge your magicka.
They're the magicka. Yeah.
Can you use the Varla stones for enchanting, or is that just the sigil stones?
Just the sigils.
Just the sigils.
Yeah. Varla only recharge.
Yeah, those Wildkid stones are very handy for spamming your spells.
This is true, yeah.
Cast, recharge. Cast, recharge.
Yeah.
Also, I came across a Welkin well, I think it was.
Yes, there's wells as well.
And that do those things recharge?
They
or is it one and done?
They start up after a while.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a cooldown period. What is it? A couple days or a day? I don't know what it is.
Not sure. There's a lot of them all over the place.
Yeah.
Because those are handy for spamming too.
Yep. There's some outside of Alien Ruins. There's some like floating around randomly. Yeah. There's a bunch
I think sometimes even the what do you call them? The what are the gods called? The shrines.
Oh yeah.
Shrine. Yeah, not alien. The shrines though. the Julianos and all
Daedric
that.
shrine.
Sometimes they recharge. But they don't do magicka though. They do health. I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably wrong.
Yeah, I don't.
Is that the ones that give you like conjured armor and stuff? Like when you touch them.
No, those are the stone. The
Standing stones. Or something.
standing stones. Yeah.
The Daedric shrines is what you were talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Yeah,
not the Daedric. The,
the
Daedra for the Aedra.
oh yeah. I forget what they give you.
It just says a blessing. I think it increases your health regeneration.
Is that what it
or
is?
something.
Yeah.
But I think they also cure diseases and stuff.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Crap.
Ah.
What the hell do they do then?
Yeah, the disease cure is in the churches, right?
Yes. Yeah. If you go to the shrines in the churches, yeah. Is that what? Or the wells or something? There's something in the churches. Yeah.
Yeah.
The big giant one in the middle, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's a pity that they won't let any of us use any of their blessings anymore.
No, they don't. Because Mara's like, continue with your purification or something.
Yeah.
I just picked a very hard lock for skooma. For 3 bottles of skooma.
Ouch.
Yep. So next one is I think we were saying the gray fox ones are pretty long, right?
I know at least the last 2 are definitely.
Yeah, the
pretty long.
Spring Heel Jack one is pretty long.
And then stealing the Elder Scroll is pretty long.
That's
as well.
pretty long. Maybe we can do 2 and 2.
That'll take us all the way to December, right?
Yeah, I think so. At least, yeah.
Not too bad. Finish out the year.
Yeah, and then move on to yeah. Yeah, so the next one we'll just do 2 quests. Because I'm not sure how long the first 2 are, but yeah, I definitely know Spring Heel Jack and the Elder Scroll one are long.
Yep.
But I think most of the Gray Fox ones are pretty long in general.
I mean, these last 4 weren't too short themselves. So
Yeah, no.
at least the first ones were pretty quick, and then they just keep getting a little bit more, and
Yep.
a lot of steps. That's what makes
pretty
it so interesting.
I've been pretty much just fast traveling for most of them.
Yeah, and I don't usually fast travel in Oblivion, but because of the time crunch and how long it's taking, and all the other, and then all the ESO that I'm playing as well, just everything else that's going on, gotta go quick.
Yeah, Oblivion, I don't usually fast travel either because there's so much to find.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I have been in this time as well, just to kind of catch up when I have time, so that I can actually get it done. But I do love just exploring in Oblivion because there's so many little things. I mean, it's very expansive, so you don't come across things as quickly as you do in Skyrim.
Yeah, and I think the forts and the alien ruins are so much bigger.
Yeah,
at least they feel bigger because you got to go all the way back the way you came.
Yep. Yeah, there's that. There's a long way back sometimes.
Yep.
It's all backtracking. That quick exit was a wonderful invention. You have to give them credit on that one. Also, I would like to get a little more to Mage's Guild done so I can do some enchanting and maybe some spell crafting. That would be nice. But that's just for my personal character. We did come up with a date for our annual charity event, November 13th. If you've never heard of it, we do 12-ish. Although I think last year, the Fallout feed went pretty long. Pretty long at the end.
Well, because we did the our drinking game.
Yeah. I was on for a little bit, and I was like, "Whoa, you got!" I'm like, But yeah,
Well, ending anytime before 3:30 in the morning Eastern time is an early end to our show.
oh man,
We're not doing a roundtable right now, and so we've been finishing up about 2:30 in the morning.
oh man,
And it's like, dang, what do I do with all this extra time?
Oh gosh, we're kind of playing around with start time. I think we're just going to be a little fluent until we get to that, or a little flexible until we get to that point. The end is obviously going to be the Fallout feed since they're the late nighters. That's the late night crew. We have to kind of balance a lot of time zones.
Yeah, no, you're fine with me. I said I nearly always we call it book the a few days around that sort of date. So I hopefully get the 13th and the 14th off.
Look, you may be able to go to sleep and wake up and join the Fallout feed as they're ending.
More than likely, yeah.
I mean, you could.
We could probably pull off a 24-hour stream, just spread it out, because we've always got our folks in Australia.
That's true. That's true. It is helpful to have the worldwide time zones covered. Yeah. So basically, what we do is we do a charity event for the Cystic Club. I just got a message from the Gray Fox. They have a charity event stream for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. We raise money for them. There'll be a link that goes directly to Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, so all tax deductible, et cetera, et cetera. That's in the U.S. I don't know the tax laws around the world, and so that's what we do once a year. But that'll be November 13th. It'll be Skyrim Addict and Fallout Feed and Dames and Will Run For will be there. I don't know if we'll have D-Plane, the Fantasy Island podcast started, but the regular shows will be there, of course. So
they're remaking that, right?
They did. We watched one episode. Wasn't great.
Okay.
You cannot compete with Ricardo Montalban. I mean, come on. I mean, like it's really hard.
Tattoo.
Yeah. Hervé and Ricardo, and it's just like those Jeeps with the tops on. It's hard to compete with that. It's hard to compete with that. So, it wasn't a bad show. It just was like, okay, it's fine. But watch Ricardo Montalban.
It's just not the same.
Yeah, it's just hard sometimes when you remake.
And it's a female version.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah. It's I'll tell you what it is. It's way better than the 90s.
I never saw the 90s.
Yeah, don't waste your time.
Okay.
It's on Tubi. It's like it was so bad. Oh, it is really, really bad. It's like remember the episode of Simpsons where there was a Poochie the dog? He was like extreme. Everything was extreme. He was like very 90s. That like the episode is like the Poochie the dog of television, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, like the one guy's fantasy is to do every extreme sport, whatever they were at the time, like I don't know, hang gliding and everything. So it's like it was very over the top. It was like real wacky. Malcolm McDowell was Mr. Rourke. It was very strange. But was it Malcolm McDowell? Not Rory McDowell. Which they are not related either, by the way. I found out. But it was Malcolm McDowell. Yes, that's enough fantasy. So next time we'll do the first two quests of the Gray Fox gives you. He just gave me one, and then the Spring Hill Jack and the final quest, the Elder Scroll quest, I believe is the final one. We'll do those the episode after that because those are definitely long ones. I do love that Spring Hill Jack one though, and man, I love those. I won't say it, but I love that quest. It's a good quest with good rewards, we'll say.
And that crawl through the White Gold Tower.
Yeah, and then the slow grind to find an Elder Scroll. It's a lot harder to find an Elder Scroll in Oblivion than it is in Skyrim. I'll tell you that. They're just like laying around in Skyrim. Yeah.
They have like half a dozen or something.
Yeah, they're like all over the place in Skyrim. They're everywhere. There's Elder Scrolls all over the place. Oblivion, there's one. That's it. So.
And you can sell them to like just about everybody.
Yeah, you can sell them too. Yeah, like they're nothing. Yeah, like it's a book.
500 gold.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've sold potions worth more than
very strange.
Yeah. Here you go. Don't go blind.
Yeah. Have fun reading it.
Here, this one messes with time.
Yeah. I'm
500
sure.
gold.
What could possibly go wrong? Oh God. All right. Well,
and based on your recommendation, I did go out and find that helmet.
Oh, did you get Fingleam? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The only issue I have with it is forgetting to take it off in daytime, and it's all everything is just blue all the time. So I have to remember to only put it on like when I'm going in places, and then take it off, because otherwise, like it really messes with your eyes.
Yeah. And even if it's a cave, that has a lot of, braziers in it.
Yeah.
It can be really hard to see.
Yeah.
I got to take it off sometimes.
The Alien Ruins are really good. I actually think it works well in the Alien Ruins because of the white walls and stuff.
Mm.
I think in there it tends to work better than caves.
Right now, I think I'm just using the Moonlight spell.
Oh yeah, yep. See, now do people see you when you have that lit?
I don't.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they see you, right? Yeah.
Gives you away when you sneak.
Yeah, that's why I try and stick with the Night Eye.
Yeah, usually I'll use it after I've killed everybody.
Oh, to look around. Yeah, it's very good for looking around.
So that's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Because I definitely had trouble sneaking with it.
Yeah, because even like your heavy armor, or if you move too fast, there's a lot of things that get you noticed. So I try to avoid anything that'll get me noticed.
Yeah, for sure.
The interesting thing, though, is that it's based on the actual weight of your armor, not the weight. So if you have like a conjured Daedra Cuirass that weighs 0, apparently it doesn't make noise.
Well, that would make sense. I don't know that it would make sense or not make sense. But yeah, I guess if it has 0 weight and it's magical, I can see why it wouldn't make noise. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, one of my characters used to have a spell that would summon an entire outfit of that Daedric armor.
Oh, cool.
But I couldn't get it to last very long.
Yeah.
Without wiping out all my magicka.
Yeah, that must have been a hell of a spell. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to summon the helmet, the boots, the greaves, the cuirass, and the gloves.
That's a lot of conjuration right
there. Yeah. Worked it all up into one spell, but I think like effectively I could only get it to last like about 40 seconds or something like that to still have some magicka left over to be able to do other stuff.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. 40 seconds. I'm surprised it lasted that long because that's a lot of conjuration.
Mm. Yeah, he was a master of conjuration and a master had the like intelligence up to 100 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
He's one of my Breton characters.
Yeah. I need to improve my luck, apparently. I just noticed how low it was.
Isn't your luck always the same? You can't improve your luck?
Yeah, I think it stays. Unless maybe it's like a potion or something like that, an enchantment, maybe.
I think it's always
mine's 50.
Mine's 15.
Oh.
Is it red?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then it's somebody has affected it.
Oh, I got to get cured. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're gonna.
And you got to figure out if you need a regain or if it's a disease. Because I thought I lost agility and strength, and I thought it was. So I made a potion of replenish strength and replenish agility, and they didn't work. And apparently, it was some kind of little yellow tick that was causing that. So I took a cure disease, and that fixed it. And I was like, okay.
Oh my god.
So you really have to look at your sorry your effects, and that'll tell you what it actually is, so you can actually treat it the correct way.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I'm gonna go to the. I'm near the. What's it called? Near a chapel. So yeah, I'm probably gonna just go in there and see if that works. Yeah, it was in red, so it's definitely being affected by something. Likely some disease, terrible disease I've caught.
Yeah, because if you well, sometimes it's they hit you with, because I think there was somebody had a big old two-handed warhammer of jinx.
Yeah,
I think that damages your luck.
Drains your luck. Yeah. So you need the. I've got all the spells, so when they do the drain.
Oh yeah,
you've got to restore, your endurance, restore intelligence, restore luck, and I've had 2 seconds or something like that. Restores 10.
Yep, I've been making the potions.
Yeah, they sell pretty well and they boost it up pretty quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to go grab those cheap spells from Edgar if he's got them. Is it what's his name? The cheap guy.
No, I think you have to. Yeah, you have to buy them from the chapel actually.
Oh, okay.
Because the chapels have all the really good restoration spells.
Restoration ones.
But if you I know you haven't got access to spell making. You only need to buy one, and then you can
make it.
Make all the spells for all the other ones. So you just have to buy a restore endurance or restore intelligence.
Oh, that's right.
And then you can just
do any of them.
Do any of them, in the spell making thing if you get access to one.
Okay.
But if you broke into, so you can't break in, doesn't the Mages Guild Masters place thingy have a spell making thing inside it? Can you break in there and use that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know about in there, though. There's one in one of the buildings inside the gates, but
but he hasn't joined the Mages Guild yet.
Right.
Yeah, I got to finish my Mages Guild stuff.
Because you can't. The gates are sealed magically, so you can't get in.
Yeah, you gotta get into the rest. You can only get into the tower. But I think I'm pretty sure there's an enchanting table and a thingy inside the. Or can you only get access to that for that quest?
Oh,
no, I think anybody can go in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
you just get busted if people are in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He doesn't go until 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's a good point. I'll have to try that. All right. Well, so we gather next time for our Oblivion stuff. Thanks for listening. And, see you again.
See you later, guys.
Bye-bye.
Happy Oblivioning.
Oblivioning.